Hi, my name is Bill Bradley. I'm an extreme endurance athlete, and this is my video newsletter. The topic of today's newsletter is go after your fears. Do you have any fears that are limiting your potential in life, that are keeping you inside of a very small circle of confidence, or at least a circle of confidence that is much smaller than your potential? Well, if you have that issue, I've had the same issue. I had a lot of fears growing up, and I've been slowly attacking all these fears and extending out my circle of confidence. So I want to talk about my recent fear that I've been going after. This is one that I've been working on for like 5 years. So I did not learn to swim till I was 35 years old. I really only knew, my mom would put us in a couple weeks of, park and rec swimming lessons during the summer. And, so I learned I call it survival swimming. If I was in a lake, I could swim out till I was over my head, and then I'd go like this, like I was a big shot, and then I would swim back in, And I'm talking, this is like in my 20s. I would swim right in till I got in the comfort zone where I could stand up. And so I've had this big fear of drowning, and being in, especially in rough water and deep water. But I've overcome the fear of deep water. I've swam so darn much in deep water that I've overcome that fear. The fear of rough water, that's a different animal. I've been working on that, but man, there's nothing like when you're out in the ocean, you're being tossed around like a rag doll to trigger your drowning fear. And so anyway, I've been working on that hard. And I mean, it's something I don't want to do it, It's not like I want to go out in this rough water to get used to it, because it does trigger that fear. But every chance I get, I'm going out there now. So I want to share a recent swim. So I went out to a swim that we had from outside the Golden Gate. You go from the Bay Bridge to Mile Rock, which I don't know why it's called Mile Rock, because it's actually 3 miles outside the Golden Gate. Like I've been told, if you're being swept out of the Golden Gate, the last thing to grab onto is Mile Rock before you go to Hawaii. So anyway, our goal was to swim out. Actually, it was to go past Mile Rock, but into Ocean Beach, but we had to cut it short because the tide turned early on us. But we were trying to get into this Mile Rock, but I remember I got out, I've done 3, this is like my 3rd or 4th swim outside the Golden Gate this year, and the other ones have been, it was a little bit rough out there, but pretty mellow. But this one, we got out there when we got to the Golden Gate, and we were starting to swim, and I was potting up mostly with my buddy Tom, and we were out there, and we started getting like 5-foot swells. And then the chop, it started, the wind was blowing, somewhat blowing or gusting. And so we started getting some chop out there. And I was thinking like, oh, this is exactly what I needed. You're getting exactly what you needed, but do you really want it? And so I'm out there getting this, the big, getting kind of the big things, getting the chop coming over. I remember I got hit by a wave from the side, and it straightened me right up, man. And it almost put me in my, my panic mode, and I was like, because I got straightened up and I started, I got myself back on track, and I was like thinking, okay, just relax, just relax, just relax. Feel the rhythm of the water. That's what all these guys talk about, is the rhythm of the water. So when you're swimming in that rough water, you start to feel the waves coming over your back. And you can sense when to breathe, because you know when a wave's coming up or going down, and it's time to breathe then. I remember after I got knocked by that wave, though, then all of a sudden I lost all my rhythm, and I was trying to breathe when there was a wave over my head. That's not a good idea. But anyway, I remember, it was like, I swam for, I don't know, must have been an hour and a half outside the Golden Gate in those conditions. And I think it was like the best thing for me. I definitely did not. I was a little bit when I got that one where I got sturdied up and straightened up. That one kind of got me a little bit. But other than that, I was pretty calm out there, and I felt pretty good about it. But it's definitely a work in progress to get used to this swimming in rough water, especially. And then I remember I was talking to my buddy Tom, and I said, "Hey, that was really rough out there, wasn't it?" He goes, "No, that wasn't rough. That was medium." He goes, it's been light the other 2 times we've been out there. He says, but if you can still see the big boat, so we had the big boat out there, and then we had a little kayak, and we had a Zodiac running around. But if you can see the big boat, it ain't rough. That's just medium. And I can always see the big boat. He goes, when you can't see the big boat because it's going up and down, he goes, that's rough. I go, good to know, Tom. I think I like medium. That was a good start for me. So anyway, I ended up, I almost made it to Mile Rock. I swam, 2.5 hours a day, hour and a half out past the Golden Gate in like 54-degree water. It's getting cold again. The water's changing. But anyway, and I'm feeling more comfortable, and I still have several more of these rough water swims coming. So anyway, if I'm going to swim the English Channel, though, I got to attack that fear. I think that's one of the reasons I signed up for the English Channel originally, is because I knew that was a big fear of mine, and I would have to attack it. So I'm still attacking it. I'm bringing my comfort zones getting a little bigger all the time, a little bigger all the time. So anyway, if you have some fears that are limiting you, that are holding you back from your potential, I recommend you attack them. You attack them. Anyway, if you're interested, you can follow me on Facebook or Twitter. If you have a question for me, you can put that in the comments section, the YouTube comments section. If you have a comment for me, if you've attacked some fear, I'd love to hear about it. Put that in the comments section. And if you're interested in having me talk to your team, your group, your company, your organization, you can also email me at epicbillbradley@gmail.com, and we will get you back some information. Thank you very much.